I always say, now this is from being back in Los Angeles, where they say there are no seasons. No, there are 6 seasons. You've got spring, winter, summer, fall, pilot season, and Oscar season. We have 6 seasons in Los Angeles. But pilot season's kind of by the wayside now. Pilot season seems to be all year round. I can't wait to get a chance to say hello personally to everybody here. Thank you, Linda and Donna, for having me and everybody here. I love women in film. I'm very involved. I have been very involved with Women in Film Los Angeles, and they have some wonderful classes and things online and speakers, and during the Academy Awards now you can even get screenings and Q&As with your Oscar-nominated films and projects. They put out a list of the Oscar-nominated women this year, and it was nice to see that it was so big. So that was very exciting. Anyway, I'll just give you, I'm not going to bore you to death. I hope not. If I do, just keep signing and eating. I just will start giving you a little bit of history. So I was born and raised in Hollywood, California. And when I was 5 years old, my mother took me on a train. She knew she was not doing well. She was feeling very unsteady mentally. And so she wanted to get to her younger sister in Omaha, Nebraska. We didn't have the money for a plane ticket, so we got on the train. And as the train was going to Omaha, Nebraska, I was 5 years old, my mom ended up having a nervous breakdown on the train. I mean, full-blown screaming, crying, and they took us off the train, and the cops started beating her with billy clubs and everything. I was on the street and left our bag there, and they took her away in a paddy wagon, and I had been afraid, so I kind of hid in the bushes. And someone had mentioned that there was a church where the pastors lived. And after the commotion died down, I went and knocked at the pastor's door. And they said, "What are you doing?" I said, "That was my mommy that was taken away." And they took me in. They got a hold of, I knew my aunt and uncle's names, so they got a hold of them, and 5 days later, my aunt and uncle came and got me. And my mother, at that point, was put into mental institutions for the next 3 years, until right before my 8th birthday. So I was raised in foster home. I went from foster home to foster home during those 3 years. And when she was released, finally, from the mental institution, she took an apartment in Hollywood on Romaine Street in Gower. And you know that? And I was brought back to live with her. And it was just a little 1-bedroom apartment, gang infested, wrong side of the tracks, all that. But to me it was magical, because the minute I would walk out our front door of the apartment building, our cockroach infested apartment building, the Hollywood sign was there. Paramount Studios was literally right down the block. Desi Lou was on the other side. Screen Gem Studio was just a little bit away. To me, I was in heaven. It was magic. This was where the magic was made. I could watch I Love Lucy on a little black and white 17-inch Zenith TV. I could watch the Brady Bunch and see this blended family that didn't live. My mother was a hoarder and was constantly talking to herself and thought that the CIA was monitoring her through her coffee cup and screaming hysterically and trying to run away. And I would watch the Brady Bunch, this blended family, and their biggest problem was, "Oh my goodness, Jan is allergic to our new dog, Tiger." But within 25 minutes, hallelujah, it tiger at all. It was the flea powder. So they got to keep, the Brady's got to keep their dog. Well, to me, that was heaven. My mom was not normal. And crazy, and I would look at that TV and I wanted to be in there. And every day before school, I went to Vine Street Elementary School, I would go to Bear Mountain Studios, and there were, in the slots of the gate, I could look and peek in, and I could see stars, and I would go to the front of the gate, and I would just watch the people drive in, and I would see the sparrows fly across and go, oh gosh, I want to be in there so bad. And I got to go and meet different people. One day going through Desilu, there was a show called My World and Welcome to It, and William Wyndham, who was the father on that, who actually later came and played on Dallas, he was driving through. I said, excuse me, I want to be an actress. Can you please take me inside? I want to be an actress. Make me an actress. And he looked at me and said, where are your parents? I go, well, my mom's working. I don't know about my dad. So he said, okay, come on in. And they took me in, and I got to go on the set of My World and Welcome to It. And, I got to meet different people like that. So then as I got older, there were parks and recreation. We had the Cahuenga Park, and they were doing plays. And so I got myself involved in some of the plays. And then as I was like 9 years old, I took the bus down Santa Monica Boulevard and found an acting workshop. It was the Krasner sisters. They taught tap, ballet, and acting. And I marched right in there and I said, hi, I'm really talented. So, my mom can't afford lessons, but I really want to study here, so can I help you? Can I work for you or do something to help? And you give me free lessons. And again, they're like, where are your parents? You know? I don't know anything about my dad, but my mom's at home. It's Saturday, so they said, okay. I ended up studying with them for years, and they never charged me a penny. And I would go on Saturday afternoon, and they would buy me lunch. And because they knew that was not something I got every day either. So they took me under their wings. They were a blessing. I got wonderful training from them, but they kept my dreams alive. They kept telling me I was special. And at the same time I would put on plays in our neighborhood, and I would get all the other neighborhood kids who really didn't care so much about performing and acting or anything, and I would rope them into being in my shows, and I would charge a penny admission, and I was the star, of course, and the director, and I was the horrible, tyrannical director. Cece Conley made a mistake. I'd go, Cece, get it together, you gotta do it the right way. Like it was the Metropolitan Opera or something, you know, it was like, I was horrible mean when they got things wrong. But anyway, then I got to go to Hollywood High School. And when I was in Hollywood, now, at that point, my mother continued to get worse and worse, and when I was 15, she was institutionalized again. So I did not want to go back into foster care. So I forged my signature, and which was oddly enough easy to do. Just forged my way out of there and I skipped the system. They really weren't paying much attention. So I ended up staying at different friends' house, and eventually got my